All right, I'm going to do a quick video on the CB install I got in this GX. I'll try to make it as quick as I can. Here's my mic. It's just a Ranger. I think it's SR198, if I remember right. This mount is like a RAM mount, and this is a different piece from this. And then you have this top portion. I'll try to find my Amazon purchases, but it's just using a 3M tape. It's really strong, and it's done a fine job for me. It's completely out of the way when I'm driving. And you want to keep things away from like where an airbag would come out, because that comes out at like 200 miles an hour. You do not want to create a projectile. This is my antenna. I do want to say, do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not responsible if you burn down your car or hurt yourself. Okay, this is a 3-foot fiberglass antenna, top loaded. It's very important. This is the tight wound part of the copper wire. That's why I say top loaded. You want that to be kind of above your car. You want that to be at least 18 inches away from any metal. So if you went too much shorter than that, you're gonna probably affect your SWR. I can get like a 1.1 SWR, 1.2 when I key up. So yeah, and this is the mount I went with. It's a Procom right angle mount. I really recommend doing that instead of the traditional stud from the bottom, because then your coax takes a hard turn. It's really not good for wires to be doing that kind of movement, especially with open and closing the hood. And this coax is a RG8X actually, but it still fits through perfectly, even with this plastic shroud, just kind of protect it from the sun and everything. I did have to take off some material here. I'll open the hood so you can see better. You can see where I shaved off some with an angle grinder. Don't be intimidated by this. It's actually really easy. I just drew with a marker what part needed to go, kind of installed it, did a test close, and then kept redoing that until it was perfect. It doesn't take much to grind that off, even though it's pretty heavy duty. This mount here is a cone mount, I believe is how to say it. I apologize. It's an Australian company, KOAN, I believe. To get it to my house, it's like $70 for the part and shipping. But you really don't want to compromise, because when I'm going down the road at like 80 miles an hour and it's windy, this will flex a little bit. So do not go for some Amazon deal. You will regret it. On the bottom, it's dirty right now, but I got like a chrome polish on it. I sanded off this with like 250 grit, and then 500, 1,000, 1,500, you know what I mean? I went all the way up to like 3,000 or 4,000 grit. Replaced these bolts. I think that's pretty unnecessary. Like your Lexus Toyota Bolt is going to be painted like that. But yeah, I just got a lot of metal on metal action here. Let's see if I can remove this with one hand. Those are just clip-on ferrite beads here. I had some extra, so I just put it on, but it goes through right here. There's going to be a am I looking at the right spot? I am not. It's over here, right there. That rubber piece, you cut off the end, and then you have passage to the inside of the car. Now there's two ways to do this. First of all, make sure you get a coax with a detachable shield. Usually when you see them sold, it's labeled as FME connector style. It's only a couple extra bucks, and it makes your life so much easier. So mine has the disconnectable part on the outside of the vehicle. Really, it should probably be on the inside. And you could just simply reach down here and feed the coax through there to the inside of the vehicle. I did not try that. I think that's probably the most intelligent way. What I did was go on the inside with a straightened hanger and I fed the hanger through, and then on the other end of the hanger was like a string, and I taped that to the coax. Sounds really jerry-rigged, but I was able to pull it through, and I'll tell you, this was one of the most frustrating parts about the install. But if you go from the outside in, what you're going to see, either way you'll need to do this, is, so here you can see my coax coming down. You want to take this off. You got this screw here, and you got some plastic tabs. This little LED light you see here, when you pull this out, there's like a tab here and a tab here that you pull out away from you. This light will still be connected, so you can unclip that if you want, make it easier on yourself. And then this will need to come off. You can kind of see that bolt in there. It doesn't exist, but you'll want to take this off. In order to do that, you got to take this off. And so you use interior removal tool, little plastic pry tool. I wouldn't really go towards the edge, probably just like kind of around here, and just kind of work your way. If I remember right, there's like 3 or 4 clips under here. I did all this at the beginning of the summer, so forgive me if some of this isn't 100%, but yeah, you want to work on this side and this side. That's what removes that. And then when you take off that bolt, which mine doesn't exist, just double check. I'm pretty sure about this, but just double check once you remove this that there's nothing else. But after that part, this part comes straight out. You're going to see spaghetti wires and just a bird's nest of wires in there. So it's helpful if someone's from the outside helping you, or vice versa, when you're trying to feed the coax and find it, depending which way you do it. You can run the coax through here. I've seen it done. I'm telling you, it's very tight in here. I looked at it for like 20 minutes, kept thinking about it. It goes back into the back door, and there's another one back there. But just figuring out how to get it out once I got it back there was difficult, and it's also very tight. Just take my word for it. If you were able to like look up in here, there's like a white plastic clip in there, and it's actually easier on this side than the driver's side. The driver's side, yeah, forget about it. It was. See, the thing is with luxury cars like this, they just have so many wires. So it's basically full, basically. Just to go over the wires, this is 8 gauge that I kind of stepped it up to. My radio came with 12 gauge. And then I've got my ground going straight to the body, which is the correct way to do it. And like I said, I've got this plastic shroud on here, and then it's hard to see the rest of it, but I have 2 fuses under here, one on the negative, one on the positive. And it's a similar scenario to this, except it does not have that little rubber cap that you clip off, or nipple. It does not have anything. What I did, I took a flathead screwdriver, like a really sharp one, from the inside of the vehicle, and I pushed it out of the grommet, and I looked at the direction of the screwdriver. You want to be very, very careful. I would do this on a weekend if I were you. Don't get rushed. You don't want to damage your vehicle. This is supposed to be to make it better, not worse. And so I got in there, got a knife, double checked the direction, made sure I cut a little bit, came back out to the outside. It's just a lot of double checking. I wouldn't do any shortcuts, but I was able to get both of these 8 gauges through there. I used all tinned copper connectors and lugs. It's just better for conductivity rather. And then new hardware. I replaced these terminal rings with some stuff. Or actually, I wasn't even the one that did that, but I just got them on eBay. Is where I got them. Just factory OEM. I mean, there's probably cooler stuff on Amazon, but This is easy, you know, it works, you know, why mess with it? For the radio, I thought about a couple different locations, and you know, I've had on my previous vehicle one mounted on the glove box. People will kick that. Um, you wouldn't think, but they do. They'll stretch out, hit it with their knees. If you've got like a pocket-sized radio, I've seen them mounted like here before. That might be okay. Here's mine, and it's a pretty cool radio, but it's got some size to it. And so if you try to mount that up here, once you take into account the bracket, first off, this is a curved area. It's going to be very difficult. And if you're tall like me, you're going to just keep hitting it with your leg if it's like sticking way out here. Same for your passenger. And then if you put it in here, it will fit, but then you got to take into account the wires have to come out the back, and then so you need extra clearance, and then you're going to have to hack this thing up, which this lid by itself is like $400. So like I said, I don't want to make my car worse, man. I'm just trying to make it a little cooler, but I'll show you something here. Got this Motorola speaker in there. This is just made out of MDF, medium density fiberboard. Same stuff they do subwoofer boxes and stuff. This coating is like kind of a rhino lining type of deal. It's called Duratex, and you apply it with a roller. I do want to recommend this external speaker though, guys. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. HSN4031B, and it has amazing sound. If you get any external speaker, you're doing yourself a major favor. But this one is gonna. I've had a couple different brands, and this one blows them all out of the water. The only thing, they do come with a rectangle plug, so you just cut that off. The correct way is to solder a new plug on, but you can get adapters on Amazon that have set screws, and you strip your wires out, put them in positive to positive, negative to negative, tighten them down, and I went ahead and put shrink wrap on there. And also here's my power cable, and this is the type of fuses I have. This is recommended by the website K0GB. I can't remember if I said it already, but that website will tell you everything on how to do a CB install, just pages and pages of info. And this I got on Amazon with the wire already in line, the 8 gauge, and so pretty easy. And yeah, I got these on Amazon too, little Anderson connectors, just easily connect, disconnect. I can't even do it with one hand. But the cool thing about this, guys, is that if I have some people who are going to be in this car, I can literally just unplug this, pull out this box, and my car is like totally stock. But, you know, just driving around the street, and just sitting inside of the driver's seat, you don't really even think about it. Because like I said, I don't have any radio up here, just this mic. And the antenna is just out of the way. As you can see, you can open the hood completely. It causes no issues. So that I think I could go in more depth. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comments. But hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it gave you some ideas, and enjoy your radios.